Thank you for tuning in. We are live in the house with an amazing show tonight and also a lot of excitement about midnight with a brand new Bellezza Today special. EcoFlow have done it again, a 7-year partnership at HSN, and we get all the premieres and all the debuts. Folks, I want to show you and share with you, because you are the first to see it, our EcoFlow RIVER 3. More compact, more portable, more powerful than it has ever been before. What is this? This is your emergency preparedness plan. This is power at home. It's power to sustain normality if there was a power outage. If there was a natural disaster and all the power went out right now. Just today, there was on the news, it's the start of hurricane season here in Florida. They were talking about the importance of being prepared. This makes us feel a bit more secure because we know we're prepared. Here's what we're gonna do, because you're the first to see it. We're doing a special debut offer. So you can choose the EcoFlow by itself. I can't even believe I'm saying these words. $159.99. That is, have we ever done an EcoFlow at $159? That is, I've never seen an EcoFlow start with a 1. $159.99. Or you can choose the EcoFlow with the solar panel. You know what that does? That's gonna give you free power forever. No gasoline, no hassle, brilliantly convenient. You'll also get the amazing custom-made bag. That plus the EcoFlow for just, well, $229.99, that's insanely good. So an amazing opportunity to get the whole kit for just a little bit more. We're gonna talk about why EcoFlow is the #1 in America. We're gonna talk about why this is portable power that can help power your next adventure as well. The man with a plan who always has given us great guidance is Mr. Justin Hyatt. He is here. He's been messaging me all day because, Justin, this is a big moment.
In my high school graduation book, you could even see it says "Man with the Plan" written there.
I knew it.
I couldn't believe it. I lived up to it. 4.5 million customers, EcoFlow, in 140 million, actually 140 million, well, that would be impressive, 140 million different countries, 140 different countries, continuously growing. As Adam has just mentioned, 7 years that we have been here. In those 7 years, EcoFlow has become the #1 go-to power brand here at HSN, and the #1 go-to power brand in the United States, hence why we are also in 140 different countries. This is the mightiest and most powerful. It is the first time ever that you are getting a chance to see this. It's the first time I've ever even had a chance to present this. This only weighs 7.8 pounds. This makes the absolute perfect opportunity for anybody who's watching right now who's been wanting to get an EcoFlow, to get it at not just an affordable price, but one that is by far one of the most advanced that we offer. This does have that LFP battery system, but it has 3 things that I find to be really interesting. This is what we call an uninterrupted power source. So if you want to use this for your computer backup systems or anything, 20 millisecond switchover and only 20 decibels. It is whisper quiet. It's like being in a library. But here's the other really cool thing. This is also IP54 rated. So if you're wanting to take this with you, excuse me, I'm getting choked up about it. Travel with it. Take this with you and travel with it, because now this is perfect. And you know what? Talking about traveling, if you were to drop this, you could drop this from 3 feet. It is actually tested to be drop proof as well. Here's the other really cool thing. This can withstand 174 degrees. It is virtually fireproof. It's also drop proof, and it is also waterproof. It's the first time I've ever been able to present an EcoFlow that I could even mention anything like that before. But we talk about specs and we talk about power. This can still power up to 600 watts. So what does that mean? This is gonna be perfect for, you know what, those kind of in the pinch moments, whether it's your lights, whether it's your fans. I was showing you how simple and easy it is to turn on. Still that simplicity that we love. Just a quick tour of it. You have that display right here. You do, of course, have your outlets. So you've got that 3-prong AC outlet right here. You've got the 2-prong AC outlet. You still have those fast-charging USB-A, that USB-C, your DC port right here, and of course, right here on the side is where you're gonna be able to charge it via that solar panel and that AC outlet. Let's talk about a couple things really quickly. That little orange port. Now, here's a really cool thing. It's the first time ever that we've had a 45 watt, and I don't know if we can show that really quickly, but we don't need to. I've got the backpack right here. The first time ever that we have been able to show it with a 45 watt solar panel. This backpack is a $70 backpack. So when you tie that into the fact that even without the backpack, it's still a great value. With the backpack, it's an even better value. But here's that solar panel. Check this out. This is that 45-watt solar panel that you will now be able to use in tandem with your River 3. This is the most advanced River that we've offered in this size, in this capacity, Adam. I love this. This is the cutest little solar panel that we've ever had. You actually have the little carabiners. You can hang it on a wall or on a balcony. Use this as you would like for the tailgaters out there with Father's Day right around the corner. This is going to make for the absolute perfect trifecta for power, renewability, and we think about what it can power up. It's going to be perfect for your router. It's going to be perfect for anybody who has that kind of desktop and desk, office space. If you have a projector, maybe you've got an awesome projector that you picked up here over the times, and maybe it's that MacBook Pro. I just think perfect for lights, fans, routers, and yes, you can still plug a refrigerator into this as well.
Which is amazing. Again, it's that flexibility to know that you've got this portable power source. And I think that, what you have to remember is, like all aspects of technology, everything's always improving, right? So our mobile phones get smarter and smaller, our televisions get thinner and smarter. When it comes to power stations, EcoFlow, that really pioneered this category all those years ago, have really raised the bar once again with the brand new River 3. I want you to be the first in America to own it. This is more affordable than it's ever been, and we're doing this as a debut deal. So you're able to get in at the lowest price we have ever seen. I mean, we've never seen numbers like this. $159.99 is so dramatically cheaper than we've ever been able to offer any EcoFlow before, and we are proud about that. So now, wherever you may live, a condo, an apartment, a townhouse, a bigger home, a smaller home, now you know you've got this portable powerhouse that can be there to power that light, to power that fan, to stay cool in the summertime, to power, just like Justin said, that modem, that router, so we can stay connected on our computer, on our tablet, on our laptop. With everybody ordering, the bundle is by far the most popular choice. I don't have thousands of these, obviously, just a few hundred in each. As we start to really make our way into the summertime, it's so crucial we start to think about this. I don't want to take us back, but this past year, there was unprecedented demand for EcoFlow all across the country. A lot of folks had sold out. We were so privileged to have this type of relationship with EcoFlow, and we were able to supply so many of our wonderful customers with EcoFlow products. But this year, demand is expected to be even greater. I think, Justin, now that the message is out there, people are becoming more familiar with this new technology. People are becoming more comfortable with this new technology, and friends are telling friends, and now everybody's buying them.
Well, without a doubt, and we think about even with EcoFlow, although we have been so kind of close and privy to this type of technology, and even with the brand, we've been very fortunate, but we also understand that a lot of you who are just seeing this for the very first time, that this is new. And yes, as it is new to you, it's even newer technology, but when you read the reviews, you read all of the different articles about EcoFlow, there's a reason why they're the #1 go-to power station brand in the United States. Today marks the very first day of hurricane season. And as I even say that, okay, it just doesn't make any sense because it feels like we just got out of hurricane season. Hurricane season lasted a very long time last year, and a lot of people are still cleaning up. In fact, I know a lot of different places who are still cleaning up, even on the east coast of Florida, from tornadoes. We need to be prepared. If there is one of the best opportunities for you right now to be able to just have something at home that is there for whatever type of emergency that it might be. It could be 5 hours, it could be 6 hours, it could be a major storm. We deal with hurricanes. If you are in an environment that you know at any given moment in time that you might have a winter storm, high winds, tornadoes, or hurricanes, you've got to consider a backup plan. This has become the #1 backup plan here at HSN, the #1 backup power brand. But I love the size of this because we always talk about manageability. This only weighs 7.8 pounds. It is super lightweight. We have brand new technology inside of this that I've never even been able to talk about. It's called X-Scan technology. This allows me to take lower wattage appliances like a light and actually double the length of time that I can run it. So this light, for instance, and I can tell you, because we can even show you right here on the display, it'll show you it's roughly about 5 watts. Now, roughly about 3 to 5 watts, we can actually take something that would, in other competitors, only get about half of that, 12 hours, and convert it to 24 hours with a light. If that is 24 hours that you know that you can have a light in your apartment, in your condo, in your home, it would be worth it to you. But consider this, that's not even with plugging in your phone for communication. Not even plugging in a fan. And now I want you to think about the fun stuff, because that is what this is about. It is not only emergencies. When we have a size power station like this, where I can pick this up and I can carry it with me wherever I want, it's 7.8 pounds. Now put it in that backpack. Now take that solar panel with you. Now go camping. And camping could just be on the balcony. Camping could just be out there, maybe, you know, wherever local you might be. It could be a staycation. But all of the different ways that this now protects itself from damage, it's also going to be protecting you from anything, of course, that you don't want to be dealing with any of these storms.
I love, though, that with this, you really are set free because, you know, EcoFlow have really risen to the challenge and said, look, we're going to make the lightest weight possible version of the River. And this is, you hold it with the handle and you are out there. You might be tailgating, it might be the RV, you might be camping. Look, you might be going to a picnic in the park. But wherever you go, if you need power, now you've got it. It's not something that you have to have on wheels. It's not something that you know is a hindrance to take around with you. It's something that really is truly portable power. And this solar panel is brilliant. It's the brand new smaller size. It packs a punch, but you connect this to this and it will always give you that free energy. So you don't need gasoline for this. You don't need to buy batteries for this. This will continuously power up your EcoFlow. So again, let me reiterate the offers. You've got two choices. We're offering the EcoFlow by itself. Typically, the EcoFlow by itself is going to be $240. We're doing it at $159.99, so a big saving there. Or you can do the bundle, which is the EcoFlow with the solar panel and with the custom case as well. That would normally cost $420. We're doing it for $229.99. So really significant savings if you want to go down that route. How can we be so much better in terms of price than other retailers? Is because we basically originally launched EcoFlow here on the network. EcoFlow came to HSN and said, we want you to tell our story. And ever since then, EcoFlow have given HSN the very best possible prices. And we're proud of that. I know we're not the only ones. I know so many of you have an EcoFlow at home. And it feels good to have EcoFlow at home because it's just one less thing to worry about. With this one, I just think you've broken down another barrier, Justin, and that is price. I mean, now it's affordable for all of us to take advantage.
Well, I was thinking about that. The perfect entry point for being able to finally get an EcoFlow, if you've been wanting one, if we understand, right? That's one of the greatest things that we are able to do is have a variety of different EcoFlow power stations. This is the most affordable. It's the most lightweight. Right now, it's one of the newest. It's the first time that we've ever launched it. You can still use your refrigerator. You can still use your light. But for under $200, I mean, it is the perfect opportunity not only for you to have your first, but for a lot of you to maybe have your second or even your third EcoFlow and start prioritizing different appliances for those different EcoFlows. We get it. We've got a lot of full home backups.
Yep.
They're $1,000 and beyond, and they're worth every single penny. And we can tell you, because not only do we own them, we've used them, and we've used them through these storms. I used them for 2.5 weeks without not having any power, but I did because I had EcoFlow. Not only did we not have power at the house, we didn't have internet for those 2 to 3 weeks. I literally can hold this like it's like I'm back in back serving tables here, okay? I am serving you hors d'oeuvres. I am serving you power. That's what this really is. I mean, when you think about the simplicity, and I know one of the greatest things about this is going to be just the manageable size of it. A lot of times when we have the bigger ones, I understand it can be a little bit too much. And that daunting idea, we love them. I get it. But for some of you right now, you're saying something that weighs less than 10 pounds, something that's only 7.8 pounds, that I can take this and walk with me, guys, and walk right over here to my refrigerator without even a thought, and then go over here and plug this refrigerator in. That's what this is about. Again, it's like carrying a heavy, dense chocolate cake that you just made, okay? I'm just gonna grab the little extension cord that we got right here, and I'm gonna plug in my full-size refrigerator. Something that weighs 7.8 pounds, where we're gonna have power here to our refrigerator in 2 seconds. Knowing that I've got that peace of mind, again, the size, and probably smaller than a cake.
It is, for sure.
You probably had a nice, your mom make cake?
She loves making cake.
She loves
Yeah, I love cake.
I imagined that there was a cake maker in the...
You can see it, you can
I could
sense
see it in
Justin.
the cheeks. You could see it in the cheeks.
So intuitive. That's what I love about you. Talking of cake, everybody's having their cake and eating it right now. That's why we are so busy. If you do want the bundle, that is going to be the first to sell out, so definitely take advantage of that. Look, even when the bundle sells out, just the EcoFlow alone at $159.99 is a substantial saving and a wonderful opportunity. But if you can get that bundle before it is gone, it's worth every single penny, just because that solar panel takes it to the next level. And I'd rather you had the solar panel than didn't have the solar panel. What we found over the past 8 years, or 7 years rather, is that folks that don't get the solar panel typically end up coming back for it. And if you buy it with the bundle, it saves you the most amount of money. I think for so many of us, it's just the nightmare, right? It's just not nice. You know, the power goes out, it's inconvenient for 10 minutes. It becomes stressful after 30, 40 minutes. After an hour, you're looking out the window, what's happening at the neighbor's house? You know, are they out of power? What's happening down the road? You know, if you're out of power for a sustained amount of time, it's stressful because all the food, that cake is gonna go off, right? And that will not do. But all the food that we just bought, it's all gonna spoil, right? Maybe there's medication that has to be refrigerated. That's not gonna be any good. If somebody's reliant on a medical device, well, how are we gonna power that medical device? It's gonna be a hot summer. If you're without power for 6 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours, what are we gonna do to stay cool? How do we plug in a fan? How are we gonna have illumination? How are we gonna find our way up and down the staircase without a light? So we have to have power. Without power, we don't have much, right? So having a power station makes all the sense in the world. Now, we have $3,000 power stations, absolutely. And if you live in a 5,000 square foot home and a family of 5, we have something for you that's right up your alley. If it's just you at home or just you and a significant other that live in a 1 or 2 bedroom condo or apartment, I think this is gonna be a really magnificent selection. I don't think you're gonna overspend. I don't think you're gonna overbuy. I think it's gonna be the right price. And I think you will buy something that you will enjoy. And even when you're not having to use this in those moments of emergency, of which I hope there are none, you can use this for other good things. And that leads us to where Justin is right now. He's gone on our wonderful patio set here on HSN in the house, because Justin, we can go to the great outdoors with this.
We can go anywhere with this. You know, often the bigger it gets, unfortunately, the heavier it gets. I love when we talk about portability. We can have a compact solar panel, that 45-watt solar panel, our less than 8-pound power station that can still power our lights and our fans, even our little mini refrigerator that we got out here. We can have a fan out here. Take this to the patio, would you? What's stopping you? Why? Because you don't have the right things. You also have the backpack that comes included. That's why the majority of you are also getting the bundle, because you get the solar panel and you get the bundle and you're getting the power station. Take it outside. Take it to the patio. Take it to the balcony. Take it wherever you want now. Are you going to be going on a road trip? Are you going to be thinking about traveling this summer? Where are you thinking about going? Maybe are you limited on the idea of where you might go because you don't have the right things? Now have the right things. Have a power station that's going to make your life better wherever you might be, whether it's at the tailgater with Father's Day around the corner for tailgating, or for you just at home so you don't feel like you're tailgating or camping when there's no power at home. This is that 45-watt solar panel. It weighs absolutely nothing, but this is the smallest little power, tiny little solar panel that we've ever done. I love this. We can set that up anywhere. I'm out here, so imagine you've got maybe a little refrigerator out here. Maybe you've got that little fan out here. Whatever it might be, I don't have to stress. I've got something simple and easy that I didn't have to worry about lugging it outdoors. So now I can enjoy that cake outdoors. I can enjoy that ice cream outdoors. I can be out here having the greatest time ever, Because when you do have power in places that we typically don't, let me tell you what, it does change the way you enjoy being outside. It just does. When you're thinking about sitting out and maybe watching a movie outdoors, maybe it's in the middle of the night, setting up that projector, setting up that little screen, setting up that little TV. This is gonna make life so much better because you can do those things now. Now, I've got the refrigerator plugged in, I've got the fan plugged in. I just wanna show you an example that we can have multiple things plugged in, plus the phone, plus the tablets. I've used this to put in my backpack just to go to the coffee shop, because there are coffee shops where there are so limited amount of outlets to plug your laptop in, and so everybody's fighting to find the one little space. Do you know the graduate right now who's going off to college, or maybe who just left college and now they're gonna be trying to find themselves? Well, you know what? Finding the right coffee spot and then also the place that has the plug, as minute as that might be, that's what life can feel like. This is the outlet that you will always have no matter where you are at any given time in your life. And here's the other greatest thing about getting the latest and greatest EcoFlow, is that you're getting the latest and greatest battery technology as well. So what does that mean? That means this is that LifePo battery system. So that equates to a 10-year lifespan. That's 3,000 life cycles. What does that break down to for you in layman's terms? When you deplete the battery and recharge it, that's one life cycle. You can do that 3,000 times. That will take you 10 years if you did it once a day. Mr. Lou Caputo's in the house. He knows what I'm talking about. But you know, it's the reality that we live in. You don't know how many times you're going to be using this. It's nice to know that you could use it once a day for the next 10 years before this battery only charges from 0 to 80%. So talk about longevity. And that just lends itself, Adam, through the little window that we've got here in the patio, to the investment that we make. It's something that we invest in that we know we need, but something that we know we're gonna need for a long time, and now something that's gonna last for that long time.
Will you stop talking about cake? You are making me hungry.
It's dessert time right now, isn't it?
I've got another 4 hours to go, and you keep talking about
I'll find you a cake.
Folks, you know, this is a really big show tonight, and there's so much going on. I'm with you till 2 in the morning, so this is we've got a marathon together tonight for sure. I do not want this to be overlooked, and the magnitude of this debut is huge, right? Sometimes when you have a show with so many big launches and so many big deals, not everything can get top billing, yet everything deserves top billing. This deserves top billing. I've got the biggest name brand in the world of power stations, EcoFlow, one of HSN's biggest selling brands, and by far, and we've got it at $159 or $229 for the bundle, and it is selling like crazy. So let me be clear where we are. We are approaching 50% sold out of the bundle. The bundle is selling much faster than just the EcoFlow. So we are on track to a sellout of the bundle. I have 18 minutes left. If we sell out of the bundle, we'll just, you know, sell just the EcoFlow by itself, which is still a great deal at $159.99. But if you can get the bundle for $229, you are winning. There's no question. The bundle gives you the solar panel, the EcoFlow, and you get the custom-made bag as well, which is a great place to store it when you're not using it. Look, I could easily go down the rabbit hole of just really talking about how low this price is. I've been lucky enough to present EcoFlow with Justin for a long time. The most common price for EcoFlow is between $500 and $1,100. They are premium products. We are at a fraction of that tonight. Why are we so low? Well, for 2 reasons. EcoFlow are launching the brand new EcoFlow RIVER 3. They're doing their debut now live at 10:42 on this Monday night. They're doing it for us and they're doing it for you. As they always, you know, when any product launches, they always do a special deal. Why? Because they want to get it into people's houses. They want to get into people's hands so they can leave reviews and, you know, spread the word. You're getting the lowest price by a lot. So you are benefiting from this debut deal while you order. Forgive me, we were 50%, we're now 60% sold through on the bundle. If you don't have a power station, I mean, obviously this is speaking volumes to get this one. If you are not wanting to spend $1,000 or $600, this one right here. If you don't have a big house and you don't need a monster-sized power station, this one. If it's just you and your husband, you alone, you and your significant other, this one. If you do not want something that is big and heavy, and obviously, you know, Justin's been showcasing this, I need to reiterate, this is the lightest EcoFlow by a lot. You can't wave EcoFlows around typically. You couldn't be doing this with most EcoFlows. You can do it with this one. And that's important because, you know, I think about my mom, for example, she just had an accident yesterday. She cut all her arm. I'm so upset about it. But, you know, she would not want to be carrying a big, heavy thing, obviously. And she honestly wouldn't want to be wheeling something around because she has to go up the stairs. This is fantastic because she can go up the stairs and she can plug in the CPAP machine. She can go down the stairs and she can plug in the fan. She can go back up the stairs and plug in the light. She can go down the stairs and plug in the refrigerator. She can take it wherever she wants to go. So it's fantastic. I love it. I think for all those reasons, we're on to a winner. We are on to a winner, but the ultimate icing on the cake is that the price is so low. All right, we're 15 minutes or sell out, everybody. 15 minutes or sell out. We want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts for being a part of our final open house from St. Petersburg, Florida tonight. It means the world to Justin and I and the entire crew, including Leah, who is over there. Hi, Leah. Leah's on cameras tonight. We love Leah. Justin, this is an amazing opportunity to take care of business.
It is. And look, I keep thinking of the word opportunity because it really is. I mean, not very often do we get to present an EcoFlow under $300, let alone under $200. It's the very first time that you're ever even getting a chance to see this. Again, EcoFlow, who are we? The #1 go-to power brand in the United States, the #1 go-to power station brand here at HSN. This is the very first time that we're presenting this, but it's the lightest power station that we've ever presented before. If you're the very first time here kind of seeing EcoFlow and maybe you've never seen it before, knowing that you're getting the latest and greatest technology, of course, is where you want to start from the #1 brand. But if you already have an EcoFlow, you're going to love having this. Why? Because you're going to have your big stuff for the big stuff. You're going to want this for all the little stuff, for the fans, for the lights, for the CPAP machine. This is also a UPS, an uninterrupted power source, so you can actually have your CPAP machine connected to this in the middle of the night. This runs at 20 decibels. It's whisper quiet. The CPAP machine doesn't run at 20 decibels, and I'm sure that you don't snore at 20 decibels either. Hopefully you're not snoring since you've got your CPAP machine. If it's for your electronics, for your phones, this right here is gonna basically save you at that moment of needing that open line of communication. If, Adam, you were just saying with your mother who fell, we need to make sure that that line of open communication exists. I want to know that the people in my life are safe. If it's just having that one simple investment like this that's under 8 pounds, it's going to keep that open line of communication, it's a no-brainer for me. Knowing that I get to start from the #1 brand and then get the latest and greatest, again, a further no-brainer. We just plugged our lights in, we plugged our fans in. We've got our electronics. Think about your Wi-Fi router for simple entertainment. When that power goes out, it feels like life can stop a little bit, but it doesn't. You plug that router right here and then the internet goes on. Then the TV gets plugged in. Then the phone gets plugged in. Open line of communication could also be continuous entertainment of times where we could have a little distraction in our life. You've got it. But remember, sustainability. You're getting the solar panel included in the bundle. This is like a book. This is smaller than my biology book, right? Smaller than my history book. This is your solar panel. We've never been able to present these together, let alone at all. And remember, even the backpack. When we present that backpack, Adam, it's $70 by itself. You're getting it included in the bundle. Throw the solar panel in there, throw the EcoFlow in there, throw your laptop in there, throw a beach towel in there. Go and enjoy the great outdoors. And yes, it's summertime, But down here in Florida, it's hot. I know wherever you might be, unless you're in Florida, you're not experiencing the heat like we are just yet. But of course, it is June 1st. It marks the very beginning of the time of the year that we dread. But the more you're prepared, the less you dread it, ultimately. Right, Adam?
It's so true. And, you know, look, we have to face facts. We live in an unpredictable world, and it can be scary. We know that. But if we're prepared, we feel a little bit better. You know, goodness gracious, so many of us have had to be just resilient against so much craziness and heartache. You know, our friends and family and colleagues here in Florida over the past couple of years, as so many of our friends all across the country have faced, from wildfires and flooding and everything in between. Look, having this is a little piece of comfort, because we know if that power goes out, we can still support a sense of normality. We can still live comfortably with light and with power, with a fan, with energy, to a heater, to the computer, to our phones. Just little things that make a difference. And I do want to stress, for anybody out there who has a family member that is reliant on a medical device that needs power, what do you do if the power goes out? That's where this comes in. You know, we've moved past this talking about typical gas generators, of which that's really all we had to think about. If you wanted backup power, was a gas generator, and a gas generator is very big and it's expensive and it takes gasoline and it's messy and it's noisy. This is obviously a far cry from that. Justin made reference to this being $70. He's not wrong. This is a $70 deluxe, beautifully made bag. Gorgeous. I mean, just by itself, it's a really well-made backpack. That is part of the bundle, and the bundle's only $229. You can do the math any which way, but that is a giveaway. The bag and the solar panel, which, by the way, a 2-pack is $160 for the solar panel, and you're getting obviously the EcoFlow. That is a crazy good deal, which is why it's on its way to selling out in its debut presentation. 12 minutes left. You're buying at the launch. This is the brand new one. This isn't the old one. This isn't the obsolete one. This is the brand new EcoFlow RIVER 3. Not the original, not the number 2, but the third version, the third iteration. It is more powerful. It is more capable. It is more truly portable than it has ever been before. You know, user-friendly is a term that gets bandied around a lot. This is so user-friendly. You will not be intimidated by this. You'll easily be able to use it. So I'm encouraged by how many folks are jumping on in. If it's easier to use hsn.com, please, by all means. If it's simpler to just call us, absolutely give us a call on that toll-free number. One of the things that HSN excels at is FlexPay. Our good friends at QVC call it Easy Pay. We call it FlexPay. Whatever you call it, it's the best way to pay. We take the lowest price and we break it down over 5 months. So, for example, if you buy the bundle, it's just $46, and we'll send this to you right now. And that's important, Justin, because we need it now. We actually needed it yesterday, right?
Well, it's the best time to be thinking about it. It's the best time to be getting it. Obviously, it sounds as though that this is going to sell out. Get it while it's still here. If you're wanting to have that true entry point into an EcoFlow, this is the best. And it's the latest and greatest. It's the first time that we're ever even presenting it. Adam was just talking about medical devices. We need to show you medical devices because we can. It's different when you shop in a retail and this is sitting in some box and you say, what is that? We get to show you what it is. And I think that's why you love to come here and actually see how you can apply it in your life. If you're reliant on a medical device, you have to have a backup. You just have to, because at some point in time, if you're reliant on this, you now have to be reliant on this. And what is this? It's power. We need food and we need water. We need power at home. Knowing that we can have power in this form factor, it's the first time that we've even offered it. It's the lightest that we've ever offered before. And down here on that display, it's even telling me right now, 8 hours for my CPAP machine. 8 hours for something that weighs less than 8 pounds? Some of us, Adam, want our cake and eat it too, and now we can.
Now you absolutely can, because that's a long time, Justin.
It's a whole night's sleep, which it doesn't sound like you're getting much of it. You know what, I got to say something, you know, especially with that, you know, when we think about sleeping easy. I love the white noise. You got to think about picking that up because...
The sleep machine.
Sleep machine, I love that. This is that sleep machine.
Yeah.
This helps so you can run your sleep machine, so you can sleep in the middle of the night and not feel that anxiety. So whether it's the CPAP, whether it's the sleep machine, whether it's the EcoFlow, maybe it's the trifecta. When we think about trifecta, you now have a way to carry this because you got the backpack, you got the solar panel, so now you have a way to recharge this even when this power station runs out of power. With 110 watts of solar, you can charge this in less than 3 hours. It can charge well, not charge itself, but it can charge, whether you're using a generator or plugging it in the wall, in 1 hour. In 1 hour. Cell phones don't charge that fast. Power banks don't charge that fast. EcoFlow does. And remember, brand new type of technology that is inside, not just the battery technology, with lower wattage appliances like some of our fans and these new light bulbs that are very efficient. We've actually done something that's really, it's proprietary technology to EcoFlow, where we've doubled the longevity, the life of how long we can run those lights. So instead of 12 hours, more like 24 hours. Imagine being able to know with confidence that you can have lights for 24 hours in your home, even if it's just one light bulb, you're not sitting in the dark. We have presented a lot of different solutions. Shout out to Mr. Beams. That has allowed us.
Love Mr. Beams.
Love Mr. Beams. We still have tons of Mr. Beams, no joke. But it's nice to know that we can have that light in areas where it's all of a sudden it's dark. It can be dangerous. Have a light anywhere, at any age, at any time. And maybe that light could be in the tent. Maybe the light's at home.
Yeah.
Now you have the ability with something that's this portable and this new to have anywhere and ultimately this affordable.
But again, what you're saying now rings more true than ever. Because when we talk about this freedom and this portability, look, we talk about the emergency element because it is very important. It's one of the number of reasons why we think about buying something like this, because we have to be prepared. We've established that. We know that. But with this, we really are able to now think outside the box. Yeah, I will take this tailgating. Yeah, I'll take this to the family reunion. We can have power. We'll take it to the beach. We'll take it to the park. We'll take this camping. We'll take this fishing. We're gonna have a sleepover in a tent in the garden, and the kids are coming over at the family. We're gonna have some fun with this. Power anywhere, power everywhere. Power anywhere, power everywhere. And we can truly do it because it weighs the least amount of any EcoFlow ever. The least amount of any EcoFlow ever before. That's why we love the River 3, and that's why this is just flying like crazy. We have 7 or 8 minutes left, and that is it. Still to come, Mr. Luca Puto with our amazing commercial quality stainless steel boiler steam machine. I also want to make sure if you are wanting that sleep machine or machines tonight, we'll put the also available at the side of the screen. You might have missed the presentation from earlier. Revitalife sleep machine is still available with the final few of those. Guys, the bundle for our EcoFlow is last call now. Justin, would you mind just elaborating just a little bit? I don't want anybody to think that EcoFlow is just a brand.
Yeah.
EcoFlow is the brand.
Is the brand. And look, you know, we've been here at HSN for 7 years, but we have truly changed a category that didn't really exist. You know, we think about those disruptors. We have the idea of generators, and we have the idea of it being gas or propane. There's often, or maybe not so often, disruptors that come in and change the way that industries really work. This has changed people's lives. It has, and it has over the past 7 years. And over the past 7 years, unlike a lot of different products that get more and more expensive, we create solutions that become more and more affordable. Ways that make it more portable. In fact, this is not only more affordable and more portable than ever, it's the most durable that we've ever offered as well. EcoFlow is in 140 different countries. It started right here in the United States, and it's the #1 brand when it comes to power stations here in the United States. 4.5 million customers across the world believe in EcoFlow. That's what has made EcoFlow the #1 power station brand here at HSN. You have been a huge part of it. Read the reviews and check out reviews when it comes to the River 3. It's the latest and greatest. There's no reviews on it right now on our.com because it's the first time